Hump Day. Hit that thumbs up as you're rolling in.
We got a party for a lifetime. No way to stop it for the sunrise. No way to care about the bad nights. Just for a second, have me feel like this. Make me feel like this. Young blood made of gold. A mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Just for a second, I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. Just for a second, I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Hello. Please hit that thumbs up if you're rolling in. My pearls.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's go for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, pearls. How's everyone doing today? Hope you are well out there in YouTube land, wherever you are. Today is July 17th, 2024, 3:32 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Means a lot to me. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube right now, anywhere in the world, watching anything, and you chose to be here. I am eternally grateful for that. Good to see you all in chat. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Drew. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. Welcome, new members. Thank you, Mod. So beautiful, pearls. Love you, Justin. Drew, I hope you're okay, honey. Get some rest. Take care of yourself, okay? Make sure you get some rest. We love you, dear Catherine. Thank you for 2 continuous months. Hello, Justin. Thank you for all that you do, Miss. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, Catherine. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, my dear. Hey, Justin. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you. It's very sweet of you, my dear. So today we are going to be speaking about a case that still is unsolved. And to be quite honest with you, this case creeps me out more than any case I have ever spoken about publicly. It's I don't know, it's just a creep factor for me. We're speaking about the unaliving that happened to Missy Bevers. And the reason I think that it kind of creeps me out, and you're going to see the video here. Uh, I've spoken about this case before on. So Missy was unalived. She was a fitness instructor. She was unalived April 18th, 2016 in Midlothian, Texas. Her case is still unsolved, and there are several puzzling aspects that have baffled investigators, shall we say. However, I do believe that this case is absolutely solvable, in my opinion. Uh, yes. So Missy was a fitness instructor, and she did these morning classes at a church. And these were like early, yes, Melissa, early morning classes. We're talking 5 o'clock in the morning, early. Well, Missy would get there an hour before to set up everything for her upcoming class. And Stacey, we're going to get you up to date on this. Hello, Taylor. Good to see you. And so she would set up everything before her class. Well, this was a very, very dark and rainy morning. Missy goes to unlock the church. Someone was waiting for her already inside the church. We have this person recorded from the outside casing the place in their Nissan Altima, silver in color. And then this person goes inside. He or she is dressed in police tactical gear with a helmet covered from head to toe. This person unalives Missy with a hammer type weapon. This happened in Texas. This case creeps me out. You're going to see why. You're going to see why. So let me just tell you a little bit about Missy right here. All right. So this is Missy Bevers, and I'm trying to let me see here 1 second. Um, bear with me 1 second. Her real name is Terry, by the way, but everyone calls her Missy Bevers. She is 45 years old at the time of her death. Her death happened in 2016, in April of 2016. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, truly, for your monthly support. I really appreciate you, Elizabeth. Thank you. And she's 45 years old at the time of her death. Like I said, she's really in, a lot of people, when we start getting at the 40s, 45s, we kind of have this epiphany of, oh, okay, well, we're not spring chickens anymore, and we try to get fit and take care of ourselves. We get kind of like this renewed energy, right? Your kids are kind of, sometimes growing up, but in Missy's case, she has three children. She has three. I'm trying to find 1 second. I apologize. Um, where is my thing? Okay, there we are. So let me show you her husband as well. So let me just say this. So Terry Missy Bevers, she woke up at around 3:30 and got ready for a fitness class she taught. The class was due to begin at 5 a.m. and was held in a location familiar to Missy and her students. It's called Creekside Church in Midlothian. Am I saying that right? Midlothian? Let me see if I'm saying that right. I hate mispronouncing names. I'm really bad at it. Midlothian, Texas, at the Creek Church in Midlothian, Texas, about 25 miles away from Dallas. The night previous, she had posted a motivational message on Facebook. If it's raining, we're still training. She had a very large presence on Facebook, right? Very large presence because she was constantly doing these type of uh I don't know, like fitness events, if that's, I guess that's what you would call them, like a fitness event. But if it's raining, we're still training, is what she said. Any number of people would know when and where Missy was going to be the following morning. The morning on April 18th, 2016 at 3:50 in the morning or shortly after, you see a figure dressed in tactical police officer wandering the corridors of the Creekside Church. Missy arrives at 4:20. Some sources are more specific and put the time Missy's arrival at 4:16 a.m. What happens next isn't made public. Missy's body is discovered shortly before 5 a.m. by students attending the fitness class. The time of discovery could be earlier at 5:35. An ambulance is called, but Missy is pronounced dead at the scene. Police say she died from puncture wounds to her head and chest. According to multiple news sources, the wounds could be consistent with tools the suspect had carrying in the footage. Missy was married for 20 years and was a mother to 3 children. In the days that followed police interview, Missy's family, Missy's husband, had an alibi, as did her father in law. We'll get to that in a little bit. We'll get to that. Who had become a figure of interest as he walked with a hobble that to some noticeably similar to the footage that I'm going to show you guys here shortly of the unaliver. While the pair's alibis have come under extreme scrutiny, police were satisfied and continued their inquiries down other avenues. Now, let me show you a couple videos. First of all, this is Missy. This is Brandon Bevers, her husband. They were married again 20 years. However, they had 3 kids, but there was some troubles in paradise. Not only that, messages recovered on the phones owned by Bevers, Missy, and her husband Brandon Bevers revealed that they were having problems in their marriage and had been enduring ongoing financial problems. One arrest warrant said the messages from confirmed to authorities that, as well as the ongoing financial and marital struggles, that there is evidence of extramarital affairs. Authorities have identified uh, in the beginning potential persons of interest, but still to this day, from 2016, there's nothing. And I don't know why. It feels like this case should be solved. This is a very early video, early.
It is a case that still baffles police. On April 18th, 2016, Missy Bevers arrived at Creekside Church around 4:30 in the morning to prepare for a Camp Gladiator class she was about to teach. What she didn't know was that there was a suspect inside the church dressed in what
All
looked
right,
like
here we
police
go.
SWAT gear. A surveillance videotape shows the person arrived.
This is the actual unaliver. This is the person waiting in that church for Missy to arrive. And imagine this person is just walking around, you know, hitting things, making it look like he or she is more interested in, you know, breaking in rather than what he or she really came there for. This person is anywhere from 5'2" to 5'8", wearing a police tactical gear and short, stocky, it appears, has a very distinctive walk. He or she got in there with they broke in. Could it be a real police officer? Highly unlikely. Because even though this is grainy, this doesn't look like it looks like an amateur type kind of costumey, if you will.
30 minutes before Missy and roamed around until she arrived. Renee Rodden is a local podcaster who has followed this case for years.
It's like something out of a scary movie, watching the person walk around a church and covered from head to toe, basically knowing that she's going to be showing up soon.
Rodden and even police now believe Missy was targeted.
It certainly is a strange occurrence at this time of morning for a church to be burglarized early in the morning.
Missy students from Camp Gladiator found her around 5 a.m, and police say nothing had been stolen.
I don't think it's random. You can clearly tell that they're kind of like wasting time. There's nothing that was taken from the church, and there was nothing taken from even Missy. It had to be planned and it had to be targeted.
Police released the surveillance tape hoping people would recognize the person.
Watch their feet. Both feet, there's people that walk like this with their feet out. You walk either like this, people do, like this, or like this, people do, right? I call this pigeon-toed, just regular. And then people who walk to the side. This person has a very distinctive walk and a very distinctive gait. Right? Watch the legs.
His clothing and the way they walked with a limp.
Watch, just
but to
gonna
this
hit
day,
stuff.
they can't say if that person is a man or a woman. In past interviews, Missy's husband gave us his opinion.
I just assumed it was a guy. It's just kind of a generic
This is Missy's husband.
painting of the brush on that, but I think it's a woman.
And without suspects, they don't have a woman. In past interviews, Missy's husband gave us his opinion.
I just assumed it was a guy. It's just kind of a generic painting of the brush on that, but I think it's a woman.
Could it be a woman? Could it be a woman? I don't know. A man is more likely to do this overall, right? Men are more likely to unalive far greater than a female. But remember, there was allegedly some affairs going on. There was debt going on. But now I want to show you one more video, and then Chris from the interview room did some really extensive commentary on this from several years ago. And I want to go over
Brandon
that.
Bevers interview on April 18th.
This is
The
husband.
murder of his wife,
This is the husband.
Missy, occurred at that Midlothian church. First on Fox 4 tonight, Richard Ray with his reaction to evidence tonight, both new and old. Richard.
Good evening, Steve and Heather. Brandon Bevers has from time to time talked to reporters, but not since Friday's news conference, in which police did give an update on the investigation, offered some new information, and ruled out family members as suspects, at least for now. But Bevers told me this afternoon no one should be ruled out of this investigation, including him.
It's very bizarre.
So, yes, there was a life insurance policy on Missy. The policy was approximately $500,000, so $500,000. The details emerged during the investigation and led to some speculation and scrutiny regarding the possible motives behind her unaliving. However, no direct link have between the life insurance policy and Missy's death has been established by authorities,
to say the least.
More than a month has passed since the murder of Brandon Bevers' wife, Missy, bludgeoned to death inside a Midlothian church with some kind of a tool the killer used to break in. That killer seen on surveillance video, dressed in what looks like police tactical gear.
Look at this.
An apparent burglary, but nothing taken.
Watch this person's walk. I'm going to slow it down.
Looks like police tactical gear. An apparent burglary, but not police tactical gear. An apparent burglary, but nothing taken. Tactical gear. An apparent burglary, but nothing taken.
See, and sometimes to me it looks like a woman, but then I'm more apt to say it's a man. That right foot is pointed out. I mean, the back of that person, the back is very broad, very broad, very interesting walk. Very interesting walk.
The fitness instructor attacked when she arrived to lead an early morning workout class.
That is a very good point, because a lot of people think that the unaliver put bigger boots on to throw off if they left footprints. They did not believe the cameras worked, from what I understand.
It's a crime that has drawn national attention.
I need to
In
turn
a
it off for
strange
moment.
way, I'm thankful for the attention that this is receiving. But it goes back to the fact that this happened in a house of God, and that's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, to unalive someone in the house of God, that is crazy. Elizabeth, thank you so much, my sweetheart, for your super sticker. Really do appreciate the support. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Looks like it could be an older person, by the way. To me, this looks like it. To me, it does look. This doesn't look like, to me, someone that's going to be. It doesn't look like a 30-year-old to me, right? It doesn't look like a 30-year-old. It doesn't look like a 40-year-old, right? But I don't know.
This is it's a hard investigation.
Last Friday, police updated the investigation, sharing their belief that the killer, man or woman, was between 5'2" and 5'7", sharing a picture of a car they're looking for.
5'2" and 5'7". I thought it was 5'2" and 5'9". So I'm 5'2" and 5'7". Now, again, that is 5'2" would be on the definitely a shorter side for a male, right? 5'7" would be a little bit shorter than the, I would say average American male, but it could also be a female. We're going to get to that.
For a Nissan Altima seen in the area the morning of the murder.
We don't believe this is the vehicle of the killer.
Brandon Bevers says he's insisted on weekly meetings with investigators and met with them again today.
I don't know if it's business related or some kind of jealousy. I've pretty much exhausted every scenario and every avenue that I can think of who could have done this.
Bevers applauds police efforts, but admits to being discouraged.
I'm discouraged to the point where I truly want to just reach out to this individual myself. As odd as it may sound, I can truly forgive you for what you've done, but only if you come forward, turn yourself in, do what's right. Don't live the rest of your life with this on your heart, because it will eat you like cancer. The same applies with my family. We need closure. This is going to eat us alive for many years to come.
Bevers says his 3 daughters are doing as well as he could hope for. He's tried to insulate them from revelations in the investigation, including evidence of marital and money problems. Police have questioned some men about their relationships with Missy and whether there was more than just friendships.
Most people in society, they don't have their baggage strewn out in public like this. But the problems that we've encountered, I would have to say 80% of society deals with the same problems. And in our particular case, we were dealing with our problems and we were, attempting to overcome. And that's what kept us together.
Friday's news conference also included this.
At this point, none of the family, friends, or coworkers of Missy Bevers are considered suspects.
But Brandon Bevers said no one should take that as meaning anybody has been cleared.
It's just like the officer said today when I met with them, myself and everybody else in this investigation, despite the fact that they've come out and said they are no longer suspects, doesn't mean that they've been eradicated from the investigation, because the door has to be left open. Once they've scoured the field, they should never close the door,
To you or anybody else?
To nobody.
Bevers admits to frustration about things he has read and seen on social.
Okay, now we're going to get to the father-in-law right here. And then we're going to get to what happened that night. We're going deep, y'all.
His father, Randy Bevers, are talking. Let's listen in.
They had everything. They have my flight tickets, the rental car that we rented in Gulfport, Mississippi. Matter of fact, when I pulled into my driveway,
He was, from what we understand, he was in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Monday at 3 p.m., I was in a car with Mississippi plates on it. And all of that's a non-issue.
Randy, minor thing, the dry cleaner had your shirt listed.
All right.
as women's.
Here is the father-in-law. This is Randy Bevers. He has faced a lot of scrutiny with the death of his daughter-in-law.
Double XL shirt, just mistake. That's
what?
your shirt. The dry cleaner listed your shirt with the bloodstains on it as a women's.
Well, my wife's white shirt had bloodstains on it too. So both of us had.
There was some blood stains. I can't remember. I forgot about that. There was blood stains on his shirt and his wife's shirt, but he's going to explain it here.
Had bloodstains on her shirt and mine. So because it,
So there are 2 shirts of blood on it.
Yeah.
One only listed one.
The one on listed one. Where's the other shirt?
The dry cleaners.
So the dry cleaner calls and says there's blood on.
I don't know what I don't know the conversation between the cleaners and the police station. Okay, I don't know that conversation.
So you're saying there's blood on 2 shirts.
There's 2 shirts that's got blood on. Okay.
And then, Randy, even though it's brought you this attention, would you say that you're glad that they're looking so closely?
You better
at all
believe
of
it.
this?
You better believe it. You better believe it. If they weren't, they wouldn't be doing their job. Okay, so by them doing this, it tells me that they're being diligent and doing their job on any tiny little whatever comes across is being looked at, and it should be. So that's great.
Do you have a photo of that Chihuahua? I know I keep a lot of photos of my dog.
No, my wife would have, but I don't have one. But but it's just a little.
That was
like
that dog was her. That dog was a very precious animal to her.
Yeah, it was.
Very.
What's his or her name?
Huh? Kilo.
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 Can you get your wife to email us a picture of the dog?
Well, we'll see.
Did you guys talk about anything else with the investigators other than the shirt and the dogs today?
Not really. We've been just sitting in there waiting for you guys to show up. So.
And I know, Brandon, you've talked with investigators several times. You continue to do that clearly. I mean, how many times would you say you've talked with them?
Yeah. I've only had one. Formal interview that was early in an early stage of the game, but and they call me periodically, and I call them periodically because I think of certain things that I want to make sure that they're looking into. I even called them today, and I was like, "You need to look into this avenue. You need to look at this," and in 90% of the cases, they've already done it. So, but it's, I sit and I think about catching this person, and I think I just role play in my mind any possible leads that I can give. But in 90% of the
All right, so I want to tell you something about this blood-stained shirt. The father-in-law, Randy here, that we're seeing in the pink shirt, Missy Bevers dropped off an apparently blood-stained shirt to a dry cleaning business 4 days after the father-in-law dropped off a blood-stained shirt apparently to a dry cleaner 4 days after Missy was unalived, according to a search warrant filed Wednesday. Let me see here. On April 22nd, Randy Bevers brought a white XXL women's long sleeve shirt to the dry cleaner Supercenter, according to the search warrant. He allegedly told the employee that the clothing had animal blood on it. Missy Bevers' sister-in-law later told NC5 the blood was from a dog fight that broke out in her kitchen. The employee contacted police to report the encounter and told them to look as though someone tried to clean the shirt before dropping it off. According to the warrant, the shirt may contain DNA evidence that could have been investigated with Beaver's death. Christy Stout, Misty Beaver's sister-in-law, said that the father, Randy Bevers, had to separate the dogs that began fighting in the kitchen last week. The 13-year-old Chihuahua that belongs to her stepmother, Vicky Bevers, died in the fight. So the dogs got in a fight, and it was one of the dogs died. It was later found out. They did test it, and it is the dog's blood. So there's that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, think about it. Like, I don't think anyone is stupid enough to go unalive someone and then say, "Oh, well, let me just take this to the dry cleaners." You know what I mean? Like, that shit's going to be thrown away pronto or destroyed. Right?
times that I've reached out to them to provide them this information, they've already gone down the avenue.
And I know when we talked with you last, you had said that you believe she had walked in on a burglary.
I need to clarify that. When I came up here to review, now you got to remember, that was on Tuesday or Monday?
Who's CT?
When I gave that statement.
I want to say it was Tuesday.
Okay. You got to remember, no sleep. I'm in bad health. No, I do not believe that she was. I believe that she was targeted. Okay, that's my opinion. That's not any information that anybody provided me, but I believe she was targeted.
For what reason?
Yeah, for why? I mean,
Evidence, for reasons of evidence, I'm not going to say that. But there's no reason. There's no reason if a person. You have to ask yourself, if a person's going to break into a church, what are they going to take? What are they there to steal? AV equipment? I work in a church. Some of the most expensive equipment in a church is AV equipment, or money from tithings from the previous day. Okay, those are the two things.
So we're listening to Brandon Bevers in the checkered shirt and his dad next to him, Randy Bevers. And the whole reason they're at Midlothian PD this afternoon talking is because the father and the father-in-law of the murdered Missy Bevers showed up at a dry cleaner, had bloody clothing, and the dry cleaner.
Okay. All right, give me 1 second here. What did YouTuber want to know? Yeah, she was having an affair, but I don't know who she was allegedly having an affair with. Everywhere it just says, I'll tell you in just a second. All right. Let me find something here. Bear with me. All right. All right. So, give credit to the interview room, our friend Chris McDonough from the interview room. Link is provided in the description for the replay crew. Chris is a former homicide detective, and he also continually works cases around the country, along with working at the Cold Case Foundation. Yeah, I mean, people have a lot of different views on this case, right? Now, this video Chris did, it was several years ago. And I have some differing of opinions on some of it. I don't know if we'll get that far today.
Things working out okay so far.
But we're going to comment on this.
Because I'm literally pulling on some Wi-Fi of some new equipment that we're testing out here. So if you give me a 1 that I know, then we're good to go. Okay, so Dill, okay, there they are. Thank you so much. All right, Dill, let's hit it. In Missy's case, let's take a pan this way. Okay, so this is the sporting goods store where the video that okay, so what this video is showing, I'm coming towards the sporting goods store. Okay, I'm on the 287 headed towards the sporting goods store, and this is where I want to start tonight. Okay, the reason this is going to be critical, okay, is because it could give us some insight into the methodology and the MO of this particular suspect. Okay, this is not a guy. And you'll see here in a little bit here. We're going to really break this down. We may have to do this in 2 parts, but I'm hoping to get through it, tonight. But we may have some more. Depends on how everybody responds here tonight. Okay, so let's go. So the suspect actually has to come up here. To slow down, and we see in that video where he goes around the building. So we're going to actually go around the building in a couple different ways. We're going to do this a couple of times. Yeah, D-Man, can we turn up the volume? Now, for them. What's interesting, obviously that night it's... But he comes back here and you see him he pauses
Hey,
and there's the camera.
does anyone have a name of who she was having an affair with? Yeah, yeah. Like, I want to know this CT person. He's good. Chris goes over some video here. We're gonna look at. I feel sorry for their kids. A lot of effort to hide the exact body weight. I was wondering, I mean, could they even be walking like this intentionally to throw people off? Perhaps. AJT. Okay, let me look here while we play this.
Which we're going to get to. And he sees a couple of cars right here. Okay. And he waits. Okay. Now there's let's stop right there for a minute, Dale. Okay, so what I'm saying here is as I'm coming down the 287, I have to make a right turn into that sporting goods store. Okay. Now that is the most recent video that was released not long ago. And we're going to go through that piece of it as well. But one of the pieces of that video that's going to be significant here in a little bit is the fact that there are some behaviors taking place that, quite frankly, I think everybody's just ignored. Right? But it's also going to show us what's going on up here in the bad guy. Okay, go ahead, Dill. And we're going to talk about that at length. He comes around the building here. You can see around you. Look at the landscape around you. It's pretty rural. And as I come around right up here, and I come around the front, you can see on the building here.
Was he a cop? AJ's wife is Courtney. Okay, so that's what CT is in Reddit. Gotcha. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
We're going to come back the other way. You see the cameras up there. Oh, you see over there. Okay, I'm pointing to the cameras on the building. And there I'm pointing to the church. It's about probably half mile down the road. The opposite side. Okay, keep going.
So it says AJ Tucker was one of Missy Bevers' colleagues at Camp Gladiator, where she worked as a fitness instructor. There were rumors and speculation about the nature of their relationship, but there is no public information. That's what it says. That AJ Tucker was involved in an affair with Missy Bevers or had an. So I need to find a picture of that person.
That's the church. Okay. But what's interesting, this is a one-way south and north. The suspect you're going to see in that video, he has to turn to the right and go up and turn around and come back. So that means. Okay, so let's stop, Dale. Now, I don't know about you, but when you see that video, and there's a couple of significant things that take place when the suspect comes up to that stop, that intersection. Unless you've seen it or been there before, you can't just go straight across. You actually have to take a right turn. And there is something that he does or she does. I'm going to say he right now, that is significant. Right. And I'll explain why here in a couple minutes. Go ahead, Joe. The church. Before he decided to go to the church. That's an interesting thought. Okay, so let's go around here for a minute. So the suspect drives down here. You see him, he slows down. He comes up here to the sporting goods store. Thank you,
And what he
Sophia.
does, in my opinion, is crucial because he comes right up here and he comes right in here and he parks right here underneath this light. Okay, so stop, Dale. Okay, so what I just did there was the exact drive the suspect did that evening. Okay, he comes up the 287, makes a right turn into the sporting goods store here. And by the way, if you've not seen this,
Does any? I'm trying to find a picture of this AJ Tucker. And yes, I heard AJ Tucker as well. Okay, is she emailing me? That would be great. That would be great. Great, great, great. Which email did she email it to? Okay. All right, let me look at something here. And what's CT is Courtney Tucker, right? Yes, he is great. He's a black guy, right? If I'm Is that correct? Is this him? Let me show you. Is that him? It's kind of a small. Carolyn, did she have a bad leg? Gotcha. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay. Interesting. It's been a while since I did not know this about this part of the story.
from the area,
This is it. I'm
that
kind of
sporting
catching
goods
up on all of
store
this part.
is just out there, right? It's just out there.
They even
And so he
said-
comes up,
Are you
makes that
local?
right turn, and then he goes around the building to the back of the building.
See, Carolyn, when it came to this case, I saw and read it. Everyone was like CT, 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 but I just didn't understand who CT was. I didn't know the name to it. So
Building to the back of the building, and then he comes around the back, which we did that drive together just now. But there's something he does that is significant. He stops. Okay. And you're going to see that on the suspect's video. He pauses and then he makes some decisions. And I'm going to point those decisions out for you. And then he proceeds around the building again, comes around to the front of the building. And just where I parked my truck, there's a street light there. Okay. Or it's a parking lot light. He parks underneath that light. Okay. And we're going to talk about why that could be what's going on in his thought process. Okay, but Dill, let's show some more. So I want you to see, I'm going the opposite way now. I want you to see, I'm just going to kind of narrate this, what that building looks like from the outside. And then I want you to see all the different angles of the cameras. You can see the two cameras on the edge of the building there. Those are cameras that caught him coming around. Thank you, Christy, for being a new member. Great to have you here. Okay, and now you know, with a panned out shot here, you kind of see, you know, what's going on around you. You've got the highway to the right. You've got a little rural wooded area behind you, and now we're coming up to the loading dock area. I think this is a crucial pivot point for this suspect, and I'm gonna tell you why I think that. Okay, when we get to the suspect vehicle, this loading dock was significant, and here's the reason. One of the reasons why here, you see the car there. Okay. Well, a lot of folks have probably caught that, but why is it significant in criminal behavior in relationship to why he then chose to go around the front of the building, pause and wait? Okay. Hopefully you're tracking me here for a second. Okay. And we're going to talk about this, and we're going to answer some questions. We're going to take questions, you know, like we always do. But see, this vehicle here, it's out there today. Okay. But that night there were two vehicles there that evening. Okay. And we're gonna dive into that in a second here.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to go around
We're going to get to that in a second. So I'm going to share this blog post with you. This is Crime Blogger 1983. Credit goes to them. And this is like the jackpot on this case. It's amazing. V Slims, thank you so much for becoming a Pearl. Thank you, my love. Really do appreciate you. Welcome to the family, y'all. Please welcome V Slims to the Clutch Your Pearls family. Pearls look amazing on you, by the way, darling. Appreciate you. Okay, so I'm going to share this link in the description. Crime Blogger 1983. And of course, this is a classic picture of Missy. This is the one that's mostly shared. Missy Terry Lynn Leanne Missy Bevers. She was born in 8/9/1970, Graham, Texas. 3 children. Okay. This is the Creekside Church of Christ. Her last Facebook messages to her class: "No excuse, you are gladiators. If it's raining, we're still training." Bevers was unalived by a man or a woman who dressed. We know all that. They were carrying a hammer-like tool, which is consistent with her injuries. So let's see here. This is Brandon. We've already went over all this stuff. On 5/4/2016, search warrants were released revealing she was facing financial marital difficulties. Okay, we know that. Indicate and confirm statements and tips provided to officers. I'm going. All right, let's see here. Brandon Beavers. Okay, we've already done all this. All right, here's a list of people listed with search warrant. Terry Beavers. We know that. Brandon Beavers. And here we go. A. Tucker, AJ Tucker, C. Tucker, Courtney Tucker, K. Cozy. Is it Cozine? Kevin Cozine, M. Cozine, Michelle Cozine, R. Beavers, Randy Beavers' father-in-law, V. Beavers, Vicky Beavers' stepmother-in-law, W. Holtz. Okay. Links of copies of actual warrants. Oh, wow. Okay, I got the warrants here. This person's really awesome. According to police and family, so there is currently a $50,000 reward for leading to the arrest. Okay. All right. I'm looking at something right here. One second. Investigators have stated that the account may have been. All right. All right, 1 second. Um, who's Marsha Tucker? I'm trying to understand this. Some ignorant lowlife made a fake Facebook claiming to be Missy Bevers. They even sent friend requests to friends and family members of the slain instructor. However, the assholes get hit by. Hopefully, they get hit by. Okay. Um. Okay. I want to know what. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. This is very interesting. Um. The coward appeared to be 5'2" to 5'8", having a lighter skin color and a distinguishable gait. A enhanced image of the coward fat heifer. I agree with that. Whoever wrote that. This is the footage. Told you guys we're getting deep in this today. Oh my God, we got a new member. Hold on 1 second. Butterfly kisses. Butterfly kisses. Welcome to the Bird family, world renowned. That is, welcome to the family, my love. Appreciate you. Y'all welcome our dear, sweet butterfly kisses. Okay, this is the actual footage. It creeps me the fuck out. Sorry, it does. Yeah, I'm looking for a photo of CT. Someone's got to have one. Woman with a bad leg. When the person turns. I like you, Carolyn. It looks like, okay. It looks like he or she's got, okay, thank you, I see you. It looks like they've got like I don't know what they're called. Like soccer players wear them where you don't get kicked in the leg, the shin, like leg pads, I guess that's what they'd be called. Thank you, I see you. Oh. Okay. I got a picture. I'm going to show y'all. Shin guards. All right. Here we go. There you go. Thank you, Carolyn. I definitely think they stuff that uniform to make themselves look bigger. That is, don't use any names in chat. If mods, if anybody uses a regular name, just delete it. You use an initial, please. This would be shit, what's wrong with my computer? One second. Something happened to my computer. Well, fuck a duck. Okay, there we go. Sorry. It would be AT and CT. Okay. You got me. Guys, please make sure you put in my opinion or allegedly, or your comment will be deleted. Because everyone is, there has been no named suspects. Pretty. Should have used Mary Kay. All right, and then we have self-defense and fitness. Do they have alibis? Mm. Wow, that's a lot of people training there. The legs. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay, this makes me need to get fit. I look like Honey Boo Boo over here. Anyway, What did ATT have to gain from it? I don't know what anyone had to gain from it. I ain't saying nothing. 'Cause there's no suspects in this case. Now, allegedly, they did do, which I think I have them. Shoot. God. Okay. Now let's get back to this. I do. I look like Honey Boo Boo. I'm like over here. I'm like, get your shit together, Justin. Come on.
The front here, lots of opportunity for points of entry is what we call it, right? POIs or POEs, point of entry. Darcy M, thank you so much.
So, okay. Gotcha. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up. We need as many people to see this as possible. Missy deserves justice.
So
thank you.
What's going on with where's this this guy's coming from?
2016.
Everybody thinks it's a guy, some think it's a gal. There's a two, three.
It's one of the cases that sticks with me. It just gives me the creep vibe, like creep factor 101. I did, Dana. I did.
4,000 tips, I'm sure of it, that have come into this. Hundreds of thousands of hours, and no sound on purpose, by the way. I wanted to narrate this. So now I'm going to leave the way the suspect left. Okay. Now what's significant is, look, stop it right there, Dill.
Hold on, we found something. So right here, this is from 2000. Hold on, I might need to do it in the other one. This is from 2014. AJ, July 9th, 2014. Scouting possible new I Choose Fit locations with Missy Bevers. Were they in business together? Yeah. This one just, I don't know. It's like I had dreams about that figure walking through, like it's pouring down, raining in the middle of the night, and you're just walking in this church where you should be safe, and you're just trying to get people healthy and fit and motivated and energized, and you are hit in the head with a fucking hammer, and your kids are laying in their bed at home not knowing their mother is dead, and then a few minutes later your students are coming in and they find you dead. Yes, early morning and raining. Yeah, just, I mean, you couldn't pry me out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning to get up and go to the couch, let alone get up and exercise. She's a hell of a lot better than me. In that aspect, at least, these people are. So,
you just can't cross that road.
Now watch this.
You have to make a right-hand turn. You have to. Okay. So now let's so see right there. Remember, he comes up to that edge right there.
Thank you, Maurice. You got to go back. This one's always stuck with me. This one's just always stuck with me. There's YouTubers who like specific things with cases. I like to, when someone can't be found, someone is lost, something is unsolved, that's what I want to get to, is the solvability. Whatever happens after that is, it's all up to the law enforcement overall anyways, but that's the part that it's like, we got to find the missing pieces here. Some people like going over the court, right? And I mean, I enjoy that, but that's not my thing, right? I like finding pieces and telling the story of the missing, right? The unsolved, that kind of thing. Everyone has their thing.
And he does something significant, okay, which is kind of minutia,
This is
but
very
it's a
good.
huge detail when we're thinking about the way this person is thinking, okay? And what do you think it is, okay? It's take a
Oh,
guess.
he's
Everybody,
getting ready to
somebody
show you here,
throw a chat up
Alexander.
in, or throw something in the chat. What do you think it is? Okay. Well, everybody's been focused on his walk and his gait, okay, which is incredibly important, okay? But more importantly are the minutia things that this individual may have been doing. Okay. And so what he does, no, he turns his blinker on. And you're going to see that. Okay. Now, why is that so significant? Because it's a thought process. Okay. Thank you, Tingy, for becoming a new member. And what do I mean by that? Okay. We're going to be looking at organized and disorganized offender. Okay. And then we're going to start connecting some of these behavioral dots, what we call, criminal behavior analysis, CIA or CBA. Okay. And we're going to connect some of these dots on what this person is thinking that night. Okay. So let's keep rolling here. He knows the area well. Yeah. He's familiar with it. And one of the things I'm going to show you here is that's going to be really significant. And I don't know if a lot of people have caught it, but you're going to see it tonight. Go ahead, Dill. So he makes this right turn. He's got his blinker on, makes the right turn. Okay. Now, the blinker is just a behavior that throws off the good guys. Okay. And now he's got to come up to this intersection or this little turnabout. And now he's got to go back the other direction to go to the church. Okay. And so now we're going to the church. So here's the point. If he's coming towards the sporting goods store, he actually has to pass the church. Okay. That's significant. That is significant. Okay. There's the church on the right-hand side. Okay. We turn in here. Okay. Let's stop it right there, Dill. Let's pause it right there. And we're going to come back to the church here. Okay. Now let's go to the surveillance video of the suspects that night. While Dylan's pulling that up, okay, we're going to notice a couple of things. I want to point out a couple of things about Missy. April 18, 2016, she's 45-year-old mother of 3, fitness instructor. She was a
Now, this is interesting. And again, please don't use any names in chat. And if you have an opinion, put in my opinion or alleged. Hold on. Let me just play this. I need to fix this. I need to edit this before I show it.
Camp Gladiator boot camp instructor and was going to teach at approximately 5 a.m. that morning. She arrives early to set up. And when her workout group arrive, they discover her deceased in the building near the front entrance, a separate entrance of where she actually entered the building. The surveillance cameras within inside that building in the church appear to have captured the suspect walking around and doing various things. Now, before that, you can see now the suspect entering in this particular surveillance from SWFA, the surveillance film, from the opposite direction where this individual had to pass the church. Okay. Why is that significant? Okay. Well, in my opinion, okay, I'm going to point out a couple of things that are going to jump out at you here in just a second. Okay, go ahead, turn it on, Dale, and then I want you to pause when I ask you to. So the suspect's entering. Stop. Okay, conscious decision. Okay, conscious decision. Lights go out. Okay, why? Because we used to call this capering. Okay, the suspect is on a caper. Okay, he or she is surveilling a potential target. Okay, go ahead, play. Okay, stop. All right, now the suspect had two choices. He could have gone straight, which you just saw a couple of minutes ago, or he could have turned to the right. Okay, this individual chose to go to the right. So what is he doing? He's taking a position of advantage. Okay, so the suspect comes in, rather than go straight past the building.
Okay,
he veers further out to survey.
This is interesting to me. We just found, again, no names. So this is from August 10th. I think it's 10th, 2013. Love getting it in early. No one is here. Feel like the gym is mine. And a Missy, not that Missy, says, one day a woman named Jolene says, one day I might see you there, but you're too early for me. And he says, what time do you normally go? At night? ? And Missy, not that Missy, says, I thought I saw you the other day, but I wasn't sure. I go at different times. And this person says, he says rather, I go in there at around 10 a.m., sometimes around 5:30 p.m. I am not always wearing earphones and on free weights. Love getting it in early. So there's that. Just a little something. You're not even safe at church anymore. Good Lord.
The building.
I mean, you kill someone in the house of the Lord, instant flames.
Because now the building is on his left-hand side, just like I had filming that building. Lights are out in the vehicle. Okay, keep going.
I don't know why they haven't solved it yet. I just don't understand. This is such a solvable case, you would think.
It's another angle.
Chris does an excellent job here.
Position of advantage. And stop.
I need to put his banner back up.
Notice he has his brakes on. His brake lights are on. So what is he doing?
Oh, thank you, Lulu.
He's
welcome.
Slowing to see
welcome, my dear.
What's out there, i.e. cover and concealment, points of entry. He's blacked out. So he's coming in to basically case
Right. Find
this business. That's what he's doing here. Okay, keep going.
Now he is casing this business. Now, I don't know if Chris has changed his stance on this, but he says kind of, I think later on in this video, that it was like someone potentially maybe robbing the place. And again, I we'll get to that part, but I think this person was there for one thing and one thing only, and that was how many people knew, think about this, how many people knew that that Missy was going to be there a significant period longer, arrive earlier by herself, right? They knew that she was going to be there early, but how did they know that she was going to be there by herself, right? Very select few amount of people, in my opinion.
Okay, you can see he's still got his lights out.
Yes, she did post it on her Facebook, Carolyn. Absolutely. Absolutely. She did post it, but she, like, how did they know she was going to arrive there to get, herself prepared, like, earlier? You know what I mean? I mean, she could just show up whenever, her students show up and walk through the door with them. Right?
Cameras are just kind of catching him. Here he comes. Still lights out. See, he's position of advantage.
See, lights here.
Now stop. That's also in case, see the car starting to show up behind him, comes down the road. If that car were to turn in, he could have pulled into one of those parking spaces and played it off potentially.
Nashville.
Okay, keep going.
There was, but it hasn't.
This is going to get good here in a second.
I mean, I don't think her husband or anything has anything to do with it. He was in a different state.
Stop. Okay, notice the brake lights are on. Okay, what he is purposely doing is casing for points of entry into this building. Okay, keep going, Dill.
But it's not but again, I mean, you could definitely assume that the instructor is going to show up early, but that is a huge assumption, right? Let's say that she doesn't show up early, right? Let's say she doesn't show up early and she just walked in there with her students, right? Her I guess I'll just say students, her students. Well, if she walked in there with her students all at once and you're in tactical gear, you can't unalive a bunch of students at one time with a hammer. You know what I mean? So you would have to know, really have to know that she is going to come there by herself. Time even early to wait for her. I don't know what you mean by that one, Carolyn. Yeah, there was students that was outside the door, wasn't it? And they were just kind of standing there waiting. I think I remember that now. Yeah, she came by herself. That's what I'm saying. Like, they had, whoever this is has to know that she comes by herself, sets up before she starts the class. Bingo, Carolyn. Yes. Yeah. But I haven't talked about this case in a long time, but I've done it several times since I've been on YouTube. But I didn't know about, I knew that there was alleged affairs, but I didn't know any names until today, allegedly.
Okay.
Watch
Keep
this.
going. He's going to come around. Stop. Now, this is going to be significant.
Now, can they ID the car? They know what kind of car it is. It is a silver Nissan Altima 2010 to 2012, I think it was. It's definitely a Nissan Altima. And it had a GPS in it. And Chris is going to show you here brilliantly. But they do not, it's raining outside really hard. It's, very much in the morning, early in the morning. And you can't see the license plate.
Significant. Okay. Back that up just for a second. And everybody watch his brake lights. Watch the brake lights.
Watch this. This is brilliant where Chris talks.
Slow. Yep. Play it. Full speed. Oh, stop. Okay. Stop. All right. So what does he do? Okay. Well, we used to call this sod, some other dude. Okay. Well, what he did is he came around that corner and did not expect those two cars to be sitting there. Okay. So what does he do? He pauses and realizes his lights are off. Okay. Or he knows his lights are off, right? So what's he do? He changes the thought process.
Yes.
Click, the lights come back on. Why? In case somebody sees him from interior to exterior, he's just a dude coming through the parking lot. Okay, keep going. So actually, back up, Dill. Let's show everybody this whole sequence here. So when he comes back through, see, he pauses right there. See the brake lights on? He's paused, and he sees those two cars, and he realizes,
yes,
oh, I gotta play the game here, and he throws the headlights on.
He or she throws those lights back on. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Because, if there's people that can see you, they're going to notice your lights are off. Why is your lights off? That's going to be it's going to draw some attention, right? Sees these two cars. Oh, I'm going to click those lights back on because nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, right? Thank you so much, dear Sabrina, for your support. I really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you. Does CT have an alibi? I don't know. But I'm getting ready to pull some affidavits here in just a second. So we're going to see.
One. Okay. That's the camera that's catching him. Brake lights on, brake lights off, headlights on. Okay. So now he's going to come around the building, but watch what he does. He doesn't leave because he's processing. Okay. is there somebody in that building? And if so, he's doing a risk assessment. This suspect is doing a risk assessment about whether or not he could actually caper and make point of entry into this particular building. Okay. So what does he do? He goes around the other side and he's thinking about it. Do I go in? Do I not go in? Lights are on. Do I turn right? No. You know what? I may have a chance at this. See, the brake went off, lights went off. And look what he does. He turns around, comes right back underneath the street light. Okay. He's going to park. And what is he thinking about, you think? I would submit to you, he's processing. Man, are they in there? Are they not in there? Meaning the potential employees for that sporting goods store. Okay? He is not on the hunt to kill somebody. Not yet. Look, he's going to come right around and he's going to play it off as if he's just here to visit and to buy something. He parks under the street light. Well, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, number one. Okay. Because he parks under a street light, but he turns his headlights off as if he's, he's just kind of playing the game as if he's there, right? But what he's doing is he's processing. If somebody from the inside can see him on the outside, that is criminal behavior at its highest point in terms of, elevator going to the top floor. Okay. This guy's elevator does not go to the top floor. Okay. Trust me on that one. Okay? So now he's sitting there. He's processing. What's my advantage? Because that's what he's doing. He's trying to get advantage here. And then he's going to make another decision. And that decision is going to be crucial. Okay. He's going to decide, you know what, this target may have too much risk. Okay. I.e., I could get arrested, captured, or whatever. Okay. But let's stop for a second. We have to ask ourselves now. Missy was at a church for a exercise program that she ran in the morning. Okay. I think it's pretty hard to mix up a sporting goods store, okay, that is a sporting goods store and not a church. Okay. So in my opinion right now, watching the first part of this and actually going there and seeing
I think about these things. I think really deep into these things. I think about Missy. It makes me want to cry. Kissing her kids goodbye that morning, or looking in to check on them. Right. Getting her stuff together. Excited. Go to the, teacher class that morning. While this person is roaming around waiting. She has no idea. She has no idea. Yep, there is no DNA.
This guy is looking for a place to burglarize. Okay? I'm leaning very heavily towards this is a now situation that turns into a not targeted, but
see, I disagree with Chris here. I think he might have changed his opinion. He might not have. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but I disagree with Chris here. I believe this was absolutely intentional. Absolutely intentional. But this is several years old. So
an interrupted criminal activity, i.e. Missy showing up when at a bad time when the suspect, as we know, was already in the building. And I'm going to show you a couple other things about this guy's thinking. Okay, keep going, Dale. Yeah, one of the questions, do we definitely know it's a man? No, we don't. But you know, this kind of behavior like this is more consistent with somebody that's been locked up, and I'm going to lean more male than female, and I'm going to qualify that as we get into the surveillance video inside the church. Okay, all right. Yeah, could he have been looking for weapons? Yeah, absolutely. That's a possibility. Yeah, it could have been a gun
I
hit
don't think they're
of
looking
some
for
sort
weapons.
if they had weapons in there. Absolutely. But look at, he's paused there. He's waiting. Okay. See the cars going by? And what he's doing is he's qualifying whether or not, what's his risk level? What's his risk level? And, you know, he's waiting and he makes a decision here in a couple seconds. And you see all the cars in the background, you know, passing him. And it's pouring down rain. So he's processing, okay, whether or not he's gonna make the move on this. What messed him up and where we saw that behavior absolutely display itself was when he came around that corner and saw those two cars in that loading dock. Okay, and then you saw his lights go on because that was a conscious decision to go, oh crud, something else is here. Okay, all right, let's see. Yep, he's looking for something or something, and that is going to be significant. I absolutely agree with what some of you are saying here, but
Okay,
there's
look at
also
this.
another indication on his behavior.
Just want to show you this. This is part of the affidavit here. This was a warrant for greetings, whereas the affiant whose signature is affixed affidavit applications for evidentiary search warrant affidavit. Okay. Now, therefore, the court hereby orders AT&T to provide historical record information, facilities, and technical assistance to provide their local police department herein, as includes all other persons and as target numbers: T. Beavers, B. Beavers, A. Tucker, C. Tucker, K. Cozine, M. Cozine, R. Beavers. Right? Let me see here. This is, might have to do this 1 second. You got to watch this ad before you can see it. All right. Who is W. Houts? And who is K. Cozine and M. Cozine? So they checked all of it. And I mean all of it. April 25th, 2016. This, I need to bear with me. You got to unlock. Let me just unlock these so I can, and we'll play it for here in a minute. But this is very interesting.
He's not necessarily looking for a person. Okay, here he goes. And Dill, when we get up here, brakes on. He's got to come up.
Oh, okay. Kevin and Mish.
Okay. Car coming. We're going to see another angle of the car. Okay, he's going to pull out here again in this surveillance video. There's his lights that come on. Okay, too risky for me. He's going to pull out. And he's going to come up here. And now he's going to add a behavior, like I mentioned in a moment or before.
Okay, so Kevin. Okay, hold on a second. So Kevin Bevers is Missy Bevers' brother-in-law, right? Missy, and Michelle is his wife, right? Hmm. But there's no indication. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Okay. You sent 2 important emails. Okay. I will look for that. All right. Now here's where Chris and I
That
kind of
is
disagree with him.
indicative.
But again, Chris may have changed this,
Okay,
with what he
stop.
knows now. I don't
There
know.
it is. Do you see the blinker come on? Okay. This guy is not looking for a target. He's got too many small details that he's thinking about. Okay. Why is he turning on his blinker? To again lower his risk level. Okay. And he's not on the hunt. He's on the prowl. There's a difference.
I
okay?
think he's on the hunt.
This is not a murderer, a serial murderer looking to kill somebody. Okay. Now, eventually he does kill Missy. Okay. But this started, in my opinion, as a profession, as a over 40 years almost. Next year will be 40 years in this business.
Nothing was
Okay.
stolen. Nothing
This
was
guy-
taken. In fact, this person, he or she, tried to, broke some windows and stuff to make it look like, they weren't there to just. It was obvious, though. It was very obvious.
Is an organized yet disorganized offender in his selecting of his targets. Okay, so yes, he's familiar with with probably the geographic region, but not completely. And I'm going to show you why. Dale, pull that photo up of the car at the. Drop the video for a second. Pull the photo up. So I took a photo.
Look at this photo. He does a
of the
really good
car.
job here. Chris does an
Stop there.
excellent job here. I want you to see
Okay,
this.
I zoomed in on it a little.
Thank you, Adrian.
All right, here we go. Go ahead, pull it up. All right, everybody, what do we see? That's the car. But one of the things we learn about his behavior.
Now look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. See this car? This is an Altima. Definitely an Altima. You could tell that from the side. But look at this. Remember, 2016. Now, that is a GPS. A GPS. Now, remember, a lot of the 2010, 2012 cars, they didn't have built GPSs in. So for a long time, we as Americans, we bought the GPSs that you could stick on a dash, right? I bought so many of them, I couldn't tell you. I used to have to travel with my job all the time, like really travel, like out of state and stuff. And I can't tell you how many GPSs, Garmin's I had to buy. I always bought Garmin. I didn't like TomTom, to be honest with you. But if I went to Canada, at times I would have to buy a GPS. Florida, GPS. I was even in Mexico. This was on vacation though. And I bought a damn Garmin. And it worked. It worked. So, but also remember, a lot of cars, especially rental cars, they had these GPSs there as well. And you would rent them, because I've had to rent them too when I would rent a car or whatever, or they would let me use. My work would rent a car for me. Um, they wouldn't pay for the GPS, but so I would rent it. It was like $5-10 a day or something like that. They could not, no. And let me tell you something. And I know we think that in our minds, we think that FBI and all of them can make out anything, that's, but if it is pixelated like this, they can work with it a little bit many times, but if it's a very pixelated, they can't do anything with it either. They can't do anything with it either. It's not as advanced as we would like to think in our minds. It's just really not. That looks like a window brake light to me. No. No. Linda, we're not talking about this. This is a window brake light. We're talking about this. Let me make myself smaller. We're talking about this right here. That is a GPS if I ever saw one. Definitely a GPS. Right? Look at Abby and Libby's case, bridge guy. Yeah, I mean, they had the guy's face for, few years. And his voice. And look how long it took to solve it. It's not. Now, if there's DNA, that helps tremendously, right? Especially if they're in CODIS. But if you're not in CODIS, it doesn't really, but now, they're doing the familiar DNA. Like my DNA is in a genealogy thing. I'm not a criminal or anything, so I don't care. And so my DNA will maybe help solve a long lost cousin's crime or whatever, Could it be a cell phone with GPS part on the dashboard laying on sideways? I mean, it could be. Anything is possible, but it's not likely they're going to have a cell phone on at this time, right? Because that's going to track. And this is still unsolved, so I doubt
Is
it.
the GPS on the dashboard? Why is that significant?
This is very solvable, in my opinion.
So,
still,
the robbery, robbery,
this
burglary.
will be solved.
He's
There's too
looking
many
to
people
just
that want it
steal
solved.
stuff. You're right. I totally agree with you, Mimi. He's looking just to steal stuff. But notice the GPS light. You have the two brake lights. You have the license plate lamp. You have the brake light in the back, and then you have a GPS light up on top of the dashboard. And I kind of blew that picture, and I can't really tell if there's a couple of middle digits, C5, or I don't want to speculate, but I looked at it pretty hard. And then there's a circle oval type of sticker. Was probably significant because I noticed that that's definitely not a phone on the dashboard. That is definitely GPS, and you can see it coming in when he's got it on his dashboard. If you look closely, when you guys go back and watch the video again, he's got that GPS affixed to that dashboard. But the gear.
Brandy and Indy says allegedly she borrowed her mom's car, left her kids with her mom, and lied to her mom about using her car for a trip that day, in my opinion. Really? Really, really, really. How interesting. Justin, remember San Antonio case we trying to figure out? I bet you can license plate use as a filter. Um, yeah, I mean, with the one in San Antonio, we did get some of the license plate. But remember, that was there was street lights, right? There was street lights that was on it, and so it had collar. It had collar. Right now, in this camera, it is completely using night vision. Completely. So if there was street lights on it, now we could do something. Now we could probably do something. I don't know. But that's looking closer kind of looks like reflection outside of it. Brandy and Indy, you just gave me an idea. Brandy, do you know what kind of car mother drove?
Itself, we're going to get into that. Okay, so let's go back to that video for a second, Dill. Again, excuse me. I know you're jumping around. I appreciate it. So this guy is.
Yes, guys, please hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the thumbs up yet. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated.
He's using a GPS coordinate. So what does that tell us? Okay. He
Now,
could be familiar with that area.
I absolutely believe this person was very familiar with this area. Carolyn said Ultima. They had this planned out for some reason she knew something about someone, or if it was true about them working out their marriage, then they might have not wanted her to live. Yep. Yep. Someone it's so sad, because Misty, she was not, what we would consider, someone that would be a high risk of being unalived, right? So how did he not know? Well, the husband would notice his wife missing at 4 a.m. So how did he not know? Now, I'll be honest with you, Nashville. I'm not convinced that it's her. I'm more convinced that it's him. Or even allegedly, potentially both. If she was going with a woman, not a man, she may have been seeing a woman, not a man, that did not want her to live. He is all checked out. He was at work. Damn. So that okay, now I'm getting it. So where were the kids? That makes sense now. We know where the kids allegedly were. Right? To go to his work. Carolyn Beebe. AJ left at 4:30 a.m. to go to his work. How far did he work? Does anyone know where he worked at the time?
Or he's looking for targets of opportunity. Okay. I would submit to you that's what he's doing. He's looking for a target of opportunity. And this is a Nissan Altima. The police are very, very specific about that. It's 4:00 in the morning. He's out, casing for a target of opportunity. Okay. But this guy is specific about using his blinker from this parking lot. Okay. Who's he turning it on for? Well,
she was at home 5 miles from church. That's her alibi, 5 miles from church. At home. Yeah, Trishy. I think again, this was one of Chris's first videos, so I think his might have changed based upon information. May not have. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but
in his mind, he's worried about the popo
stalling for time,
or as everybody says, 5-0.
All right, this is what I want to show y'all now.
This guy's
from Chris.
So,
all right, here's Creekside Church.
Now this is coming into the church as if I was the suspect. Okay. And now stop. Whoops. Go back to the video. Yeah.
And all AJ had to say to me about it was, "Oh, have you talked to him before?" Is he didn't think she would leave babies home alone. This needs to be solved so bad. Okay, so you've talked to him. Who had the babies? Do you have a podcast, Carolyn? Well, I'll be happy to put it in my description. Or you're welcome to come up. No pressure whatsoever, but would love to have you up anytime. There's a link if you want to come up. If not, don't worry about it. I don't ever want to pressure anybody. But always love to. She left. To me, turning on signal lights is out of habit. Yeah. I mean, I think it can be out of habit, but also, even sometimes like when you're driving and you don't even have nothing, you're not a criminal or anything, but you see a cop, you're like, oh, damn, make sure I turn my blinker on. Because sometimes I forget, I'll just be honest with you. But I think sometimes I just subconsciously do it too. I think the lady in the podcast, this is Crystal Lawson. It's very interesting. Very interesting. I just want her to get justice and those babies and the family. This one bothers me. This one really bothers me.
There you go, pal. Stop. Okay. 3 choices in this one. Okay. I can either go to the right, I can go straight, okay, or I can turn to the left, which is visitor parking. Okay. So this suspect, we know,
enters the building, okay, from the opposite side of where this is. This is the entrance that Missy goes through. Okay. And then she is discovered on to the right of this entrance here. Thank you.
I totally agree with Chris and his thought process and behavior. Yeah, the thought process and behavior, if you read earlier comments, it would make sense to me. Yeah. The only thing I don't believe that he or she is doing this randomly, though. That's the only thing that I have a difference of opinion on. Everything else, 1,000%. But I just don't think this was random of any sort of way. I think this was planned 100%, premeditated and planned for sure. When the woman random crime opportunity. Or you can call in if you want to, Carolyn. Again, no pressure. Just, I don't want you to ever feel pressured. But if you want to call in, you can call in too.
Swifty, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Okay, so keep playing, Dill. Okay. So if the suspect went this way, he's got a door there. Point of entry.
I don't think it's the father-in-law. I mean,
he's got another choice there. Time for change. Thank you.
Look at this. Karen did a great job here.
And by the way, Mike Karen did some remarkable film work here. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little biased.
No, they don't have him or her getting in or out of the vehicle. No, they don't. No.
Okay.
Look at this.
Hey, keep going. Let it play. See, this guy has a lot of options.
Missy
Okay.
Bevers.
Now this door here, there was damage to that door. Okay. We know, according to reports. But now he comes there behind the building. Now, this is really significant. It's not just a door. Okay. Look at all the cover and concealment here for somebody.
There's a kitchen or something that was messed up really bad too, if I recall.
Okay. This is a full-on entry, okay, into those doors, which eventually was the point of entry into this building for the suspect. So to his right, what you're going to see.
If that's true, then about the man and she was with, then he might not have wanted. He might have been with a woman that didn't want him to leave her, and when she got rid of her because of her man, she didn't want her to miss. Nothing was taken. Nothing. Nothing was taken at all.
Is it a whole?
I mean, a life was
places,
taken, but that's it.
Okay,
you know,
to park his vehicle,
but nothing material-wise.
And that means, and so the question is, why would he rob the church? Great question. Okay, a couple of reasons. Because they collect tithes and offerings. Monies could be in the offices. Okay. This church itself, okay, is it's when you see him in the church,
or, I'm going to use her for now. Okay. When you see them in the church, the person, okay, there's all kinds of potential things that they could be looking for. And that's the point. Okay. He went to the
I'm going to show you
sporting
something
goods
here in a
store
second.
first. Okay. So the same question, why in SWAT gear? Great question. And I'll tell you, and I have a theory on that. Okay. So he goes to the sporting goods store with the intent of, probably breaking into that place first. Okay. That target did not work out for him. Okay. So he knows he's got to come back because remember, he passed the church going to the sporting goods store. So I'm going to head more towards Fort Worth because that's the direction that he came from. Okay. So he passes the church. So the church is over here. Okay. He passes the church, turns right into the sporting goods store. And that's when he got spooked. But then he's got to turn right again and come back.
Let me check.
And now maybe he thinks, hey, well, here's a church. Okay. I wonder what they got. And this is when he goes in there. Okay. Keep going, Dill. So now this is the back entrance of that church.
It was on a Monday.
And you're going to notice
Monday
to the right, all of this area back here where
I know he has, trust me, I know he has the same gate. And that was a thing of mine too. Trust me. Built like, height wise, walks like. However, the police say he's clear. Hey, half pint, sugar. This it's very interesting. He has a good alibi.
Could have concealed that vehicle completely out of view from the 287. And that's why he chose the back of this building. The same reason he was probably going to choose the loading dock area.
So Missy Bevers' father-in-law, Randy Bevers, he provided an alibi stating that he was in California at the time of her being unalived. He was visiting his grandchildren and was not in Texas when the crime occurred. The alibi was supported by travel records and other evidence, and law enforcement did not find any evidence linking him to the unaliving. How did they know which doors were unlocked? They broke in.
Of the sporting goods store. Because it's behind the building. Yes. Now, this is the other entrance at the other end of this building.
I don't know that question. I don't know if it was likely that there was cars that just park there sometimes. You know what I mean? If they hid the car or whatever, but they had to know what time she showed up there by herself. Had to.
Okay, you can see that pretty clearly.
I mean, MJ, you could say that the father-in-law's motive would allegedly be, there could be for his son, right? You could say it would allegedly be for a $500,000 life insurance. You don't know what, I mean, you just never know. But they're not suspects. They're not suspects.
This was not the point of entry, though. Yep. Marilyn, that's okay. There's no wrong answer here. Okay, there's a couple of things going on here. Okay. Marilyn says she thinks she's a target, and that's fine. That's okay.
I think that there would just be, in my opinion, just a very few amount of people that we would know, at least, that would want her dead. Because remember, she's not a high risk victim. She's just not she's not high risk at all.
I'm gonna weigh it. We'll weigh in together here. Okay. So now this is the front, one of the entrances. This is actually the other side.
Yes, that she did. But again, you probably wasn't here earlier, Miss, when I said this. Again, how it's going to be a few amount of people. They may know that she has this in the morning, right? She posted on her Facebook. But how do they know she goes and sets up prior to everyone for her students before they get there? How do they know that she is setting up her stuff before they get there? She could walk right through the door with her students all at one time, right? And you're sitting there in tactical gear, and there's 20 people or 5 people that walks in with you. You can't unalive 5 people with a hammer, I mean, I guess you could, but it's not very likely someone's going to get away, right? So it has to be someone that knows she is coming there before.
Okay, it's the front door.
Maybe.
Okay, that's a good point, Lillian. He was killing time at the sporting goods store. Okay, until her truck passed. Possibly, but he was in the building before she got there. So that's a great point, Lillian. Okay. Now we get around here. Are there activations within inside of that glass that would trigger the police? If I hit the door, okay, there are ways of dismantling some of those alarm systems. And you'll see when he's in the building here, how
I think if there is extramarital affairs, if she is seeing other people, if her husband is seeing other people, if they're really big in debt, right? They could owe someone. It could be about a relationship. I'm going to read something to you here. It's very interesting. Let me find.
How he utilizes his tools. Okay. He's utilizing a tool set. Okay. So he's an organized offender in relationship to his burglary tools. And that's what we call them. We used to arrest guys all the time with what they call possession of burglary tools. Okay. Now, think about this for a second. This is coming around, and this second door right there, that's his point of entry into the building. So he's parked behind the building, okay? But he has a little exposure to the 287, and he could also park way back here, which would diminish that exposure. So if he's blacked out back there, that would be, a good place to be, okay? Because now there's a little ramp, but he goes up to this side here, and I believe there's reports where he tried to get into that door right there to your left, okay? So, and what's interesting here, now he's coming out and he has two choices. And I don't know if there's any information about which way he's going, which way he actually turned. But you can, at this intersection here, he can go straight across or he can turn to the right. If the suspect had turned to the right there, down on the right, I think about 3/4 of a mile, was a Whataburger, and it's been there since 2014. So it was 2 years old at the time of this horrific crime. Okay, so let's go ahead into the building for a second, Dill. Let's see the surveillance tape in the building. Okay, while Dylan's teeing that up, let's answer a couple of questions here. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see. Anybody got a question? Feels like a hit. Let's see what we got here. Karen Aware, feels like a hit guy.
Right,
told where to go, but not familiar with the area.
All right, here's the killer.
See him try to push it open, and then he puts it.
Watch this. This is what the killer's doing.
And he's going to hit it with the hammer
while waiting. I want to make myself smaller so y'all can see.
So what is he doing? He's trying to pry into that door. See him try to push it open, and then he puts it back. So let's stop for a minute. Why is this significant? Okay. Because this guy's carrying burglary tools. And he's checking each particular room, and some of those rooms are insignificant. I know, the cafeteria.
There's not.
I know the Cub Scout room, a variety of the rooms inside the business, okay, the church, okay. This guy, he's randomly searching, okay, to the point where he doesn't even know how a barn door works. You'll see him, he opens one of the doors and he's like, oh crap, this is a 2-part door. And he opens the other door, okay. This guy, okay, is more in tune with being a burglar than hunting a victim. Okay? And that's significant because while everybody's looking for this hitman and mass, burglar guy, or murderer guy, okay, they're missing an opportunity to connect the dots and start looking for career criminals with MOs, okay, that this guy is displaying here, modus of operandi. Okay, so keep playing. Now, he's in the church first at approximately, I think, 4:50 or thereabouts. See, he's randomly walking around, checking to see, okay, what's going on here? Here's the barn door. What's in here? Oh, okay. Not sure how this works. All right, there you go. I got it.
I mean, watch how they.
Anything in there? I think it's a cafeteria. Nope.
Watch this creep.
He's going down, and there's a little bit. He's got a headlamp on. Everybody knows that.
I miss Whataburger. Watch
he goes
this.
through another door. I think this was cutting through the cafeteria. There's the headlamp against the wall, the far wall. And now he's got that hammer in his right hand, and it's got, I don't know what he has in his left hand, if anybody knows. So he's using his right hand to open the doors. He's using his right hand to swing the hammer. Okay.
I think
and he's just kind of,
I think this person is just, kind of breaking shit just to make it look like, they're in there. They didn't take anything. Didn't take anything.
Going, okay, he's coming back. This is where he's going to open you'll see the headlamp again. There
Got
it
a
is.
headlamp on.
So again, this guy is wearing, he's bringing his toolkit with him. Okay. He's not bringing some sort. Okay.
All right, look at this. This is very interesting.
That's there. Clearly, you can see the GPS in the middle before he turns on the lights. There it is. And that plate, I tried to get that plate. Maybe with the Cold Case Foundation, we may have a couple other assets to try to pull that up. His cell phone, they have flashlights. Yep, could be. It could be a cell phone, but I mean, somebody else had said that too, and I'm not going to say it's not, but it's definitely a GPS of some sort. Okay, next. There it is, lit up. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to pull it up. Hey, keep going. Okay, that right. Okay, stop. Okay, so I saw there's that GPS on the dashboard again, and then you can just see kind of like where'd it go? That red discoloration in there. I don't know if that's something on the floorboard.
Look at that.
Or if that's a reflection of some sort. But look to the left of that, you can see his hand on the steering wheel. Or just below it, about 5 o'clock.
Look at there. Who is this? We need to know. We need to know, y'all.
Dylan, below that red line, keep coming right there. There it is. That was it. That's the GPS. Then there's a light of some sort illuminating from the interior, and then there looks like to be.
What would that red be? What would a red light be? I think the hammer swing looks a bit odd too. Why would a burglar unalive her though? Yeah, I don't believe Humpy. I don't believe this is just a burglar. I really don't. Oh, it could be like a satellite radio, because I remember I had a satellite radio. This is again when they weren't built in to your cars. I had a satellite radio and it had orange letters. Like it had a orange, like the screen, and then it had like orange font. Could be something like that. Perhaps.
His hand on the steering wheel, his or whoever that suspect is. And it looks like a white male or a white hand of some sort. I'm not sure if it's a glove. I'm not sure if that's the helmet. Right there, you can see the light, the red light on the right floorboard.
I don't think that's not the floorboard, is it? Okay, look at this. I don't know if it's just the way it's angled, but this seat looks way back. Doesn't it to you? And isn't the person short? Radar detector. Maybe it's just the way that it looks here on the camera. You can see something. Oh, that's the seat belt, right? Is that a seat belt?
Now, could that be a light used to put on the dashboard like a fake cop? And you know, it's illuminated down on the bottom there. I don't know. Could this guy be driving around trying to light up,
Where did
people
you text
pretending
it?
he's
Text me?
officer friendly? I don't know. Okay, but he definitely fits the game of a wannabe. You see here, he's sitting out there in the parking lot, and that is a very distinct car, guys. We need to. That car's been being. They've been looking for that car for 5 years. Okay, somebody knows whose car that is. And
Now,
if the suspect, if you're watching tonight, okay, they're coming, man.
8 years now. 8 years. Oh, Linda, we got a member. Yay! Welcome, Linda, to the Pearl family. Thank you for your support. Pearls look amazing on you, dear. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. Y'all, please welcome our beloved Linda to the family. Appreciate you, my dear. Looks like passenger door handle to me. Could it be a rental car? Well, that's what I thought. Would not be. But, this was 2016. This is supposed to be a 2010 to 2012. That would be too old for a rental car, right? Rental cars are normally almost brand new cars, right? Is that what I was thinking? Cop pancake like. Why'd you change your Did you change your name? Did you change your name? Did you change your name? Beautiful disaster to the office, please. You're being paged. Beautiful disaster to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for beautiful disaster. Disaster. Sorry, I'm a disaster right now. Rentals are too easy to trace, though. Yes, they are. They are very easy to trace. However, it is alleged that one of these people that got a warrant, they got a search warrant on their phones. Mother has hold on. Okay, is that why are you messing with me like this, Bushi? Aren't you and beautiful disaster the same thing? Same person? I'm sneaking in late. No, you're not. Lake 17 to the office, please. You're being paged. Lake 17 to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Lake 17 too, please. A lot of cars around that time had an original. Yeah, Shirley. Yeah, Shirley knows whose car that is. I mean, if I don't know. It's driving me nuts. This case drives me nuts.
They're coming, trust me. Okay. Next.
Tell them, Chris. Let's do it. Yeah, Boo Sheet's under a different screen name.
The red light is the radio display. Okay, Dan. Good. Love it. Love it. Okay, this is significant, right? So again, see, he's parked there. He stops though. See his brake lights behind the car, behind his car. his brake lights are illuminated, but his front lights are off. And that's because he's thinking. He's thinking. Okay. This is at the sporting goods store. And this is, I think, is why he aborts this particular target.
You're messing with me, Boo Sheet.
And why he goes around the front of the building and parks to kind of take it in as if, he was going to second thought this whole process thing, right? You're going to put a second thought in. But this is the deciding moment right here.
Yes. This had to be, in my opinion, someone from the class or a spouse of the class or an extramarital affair type deal, but someone close. You listen, it is when you are way more likely to die, be unalived by someone you know or are affiliated with than you are just a random person coming up to you and unaliving you. I mean, does it happen? Of course it does. But overall, usually there has to be a reason, a sense of anger, rage, heartache, something that would make you want this person to be extinguished from the planet. Definitely. Especially at churches. I don't. Nashville, that is, you know everyone, girl. Everybody dies famous in a small town, like Miranda Lambert sings.
This is where he's deciding whether or not he's going to do this particular target. Okay. Because the next moment, immediately after this, he turns the headlights on.
I mean,
as if he's supposed to be there. Okay, Dale, anything else? Then let's answer some questions and see what people are thinking here. Oh yeah, so this is the church and the sporting goods store. That's how far away they are.
Yes.
From one another. There's one more, I think. And this is the points of entry around the church. This is where we just did, the back door double boarded up and broken. So that's where he came in. He tried the side.
Okay, main entrance. Missy observed walking in. Okay. Right. Side door, single door boarded up. Back entrance, double door boarded up and broken. Victim's body found right here. Wow. God bless those people who came and found her. That has to be horrible. Person that did this is a scorned woman. It very well could be a scorned woman or a scorned man. You never know. Set up a fake appointment with a fake name. Yeah, she had a very big online presence. So there's that as well. All right, guys, I've been here almost 3 hours. Really appreciate you all. Thank you to all my mods, members, new members, those who donated. Thank you all, every single one of you in this chat for being here, listening to this case. I really do appreciate you. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube, on the internet, in the world right now, and you chose to be here. Thank you for your time. I will be live in in about within the hour again, and we will be talking about another case. So join us at about 7 o'clock Eastern. It's in about 50 minutes from now. I will be back on this channel. Was she a member of the church? I believe so. Yes. Yes. Hey, Maurice. Yes, I forget. You're welcome, Nashville. This is one case that's always stuck really close to me. And I learned a lot about it today, even more. So every time I go live about this, I learn more and more. So, all right, guys. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. I'll be back in about 45 minutes. Love you guys. I will see you guys shortly. Just waiting till she gets there looking around. Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. Bye-bye.